If your idea of history is boring textbooks, you're in for a treat. History isn't just about memorizing dates and events. It's about understanding the stories that shaped our world. And when it comes to stories, World War II is one of the most gripping tales ever told, because Y2 was anything but dull. It was a time of intense battles, heroic acts, and devastating losses. The sheer scale of the conflict and the impact it had on the world is almost unimaginable. This colossal conflict kicked off in 1939 and dragged in countries from all corners of the globe. It wasn't just a European war. It was a global struggle that affected millions of lives. Germany, led by Hitler, kicked things off by invading Poland. This aggressive move set the stage for a conflict that would engulf the entire world. Hitler's ambitions were vast and his actions were ruthless. That set off a chain reaction dragging in the UK, France, and eventually the whole world. Alliances were formed and nations were pulled into the fray, each bringing their own strengths and weaknesses to the battlefield. The war wasn't just fought in Europe. It spread to Africa, Asia, and the Pacific, turning into a truly global conflict. Each theater of war had its own unique challenges and stories of bravery. Over in Asia, Japan was on the rampage, invading China and causing chaos. The brutality of the Japanese forces was felt deeply, with events like the Nanking Massacre leaving a lasting scar on history. The US got pulled in after Japan bombed Pearl Harbor in 1941. This surprise attack galvanized the American public and military, leading to a full-scale entry into the war. Now let's talk numbers. Over 70 million people lost their lives. The human cost of the war was staggering, with soldiers and civilians alike paying the ultimate price. Entire generations were affected, and the scars of the war are still felt today. That's like wiping out the entire population of the UK twice over. Imagine the scale of such loss and the impact it had on families, communities, and nations. Cities were flattened, economies shattered. The infrastructure of many countries was left in ruins, and the task of rebuilding seemed almost insurmountable. Germany and Japan were left in ruins. The devastation in these countries was immense, with cities like Berlin and Hiroshima bearing the brunt of the destruction. But out of the ashes, new superpowers rose: the US and the USSR. These two nations emerged stronger than ever, setting the stage for a new era of global politics and the Cold War. This war reshaped the world map and changed the global power game forever. Borders were redrawn, new nations emerged, and the balance of power shifted dramatically. It wasn't just about tanks and battleships. The war also saw significant advancements in technology and warfare tactics, many of which still influence military strategies today. It was a story of human resilience, courage, and tragedy. Amidst the horrors of war, there were countless acts of bravery and compassion, reminding us of the strength of the human spirit. So, next time you hear someone say history is boring, just remind them of World War II. It's a tale filled with lessons, warnings, and inspirations that continue to resonate with us. It's a tale of a world turned upside down, and we're still feeling its impact today. The legacy of War II is all around us, from the political landscape to the technological advancements we take for granted. Right, that's your history lesson for today. Remember, the past is not just a series of events, but a collection of stories that shape our present and future. Catch you in the next one. Stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating world of history.